Hello everyone, in today's video I will be working on more of this hill on my 4x8 foot layout. So this is my 00 scale layout. You've seen it in basically every video that I've made except for the few 009 ones I've done. As you can see, I've gotten the hill mostly done over here, but as we sweep across you can see the scenery is not done over on this part or anywhere even close to done. And then I've got this big open section here where I haven't finished it yet. And my plan here is to build up the hill here, and then as you can see on this end here, I've got a tunnel portal here. I'm gonna do the same thing over on this end here. I've got this tunnel portal that I got the other week from Woodland Scenics. I ordered it online, so it's still in bubble wrap, so I'll open that up and put it in. But to start with, I need to build a frame for the rest of the hill. As you can see here, if I go behind my hill, it is made out of chicken wire, paper mache, and then I put plaster cloth over the top. To start with, I've got this big roll of chicken wire here, and I will cut a piece to length. So I will get on that right now. Right, so I cut the first piece of the chicken wire to shape, as you can see right here. I've just got it leaning off the table a bit, and I'll trim it up when I'm done. And I cut a hole through here for the track. I've already ballasted this section of track, so that's not something I'm concerned about, because past the tunnel mouth you're not ever going to notice that the track isn't ballasted, so that's fine. So my next job I thought was going to be to just add more pieces of chicken wire here to make the top of the hill. But then I realized that before I had used supports, like I've got this cardboard box here, piece of foam over here as a support, and then, sorry, I just tripped. I come around to the other side of the layout. You can see here the town's resting on this piece of foam board, and underneath that, it's a little hard to see, but I've got some pieces of foam there, pieces of foam here, and then a piece of foam here that are holding this hill up. So I'm definitely going to have to cut some pieces of foam to help stabilize this. So I will do that and be right back. Just as one last point here, I've opened up the tunnel portal that I bought, and as you can see, I did make enough room for it in the clearance for the hill I made. It's not perfect. I mean, I have to patch it up after, but it's better to cut too much away than not enough. So yeah, I'll get on with building some supports and getting this all propped up so that I can build the rest of the hill. Alright, so now I am going to cut a piece of foam to make some supports for the layout. As you can see now, I am outside because I'm going to use my hot wire foam cutter. I don't know how well you can see that, but there's a little thin wire there on the end of this tool. This tool makes awful stenches, so that's why I'm outside. You need to be in a well-ventilated area to use it. Probably better if you use it indoors so that you're not polluting too much, but I don't have a very well-ventilated area in my house, so I'm doing this outside. So as you can see here on my piece of foam, just move this bit, I've cut this line here across it. Incidentally, you can see here on the sides where I've just cut this piece of foam in the past with a knife, and it kind of makes a big mess. It's much better to use a hot wire foam cutter. I just haven't always had one. To use a hot wire foam cutter, it's pretty simple. You just insert the thin wire into the foam, and it cuts away at it, like so. Sometimes it is a little hard to get straight through the foam. As you can see in this case here, I've cut through a bit of it. I can't really get the middle easily. I'm not going to get it on camera for sure, so I will stop recording now and show you when I'm done. So I've got my hot glue gun warmed up, and I am now going to glue these pillars here down so that I can put the chicken wire into them. So to do that, I am just getting the bottom of the pillar here. Camera is in a terrible place to show this. And coating the bottom of the pillar with hot glue. And of course, I'm out of glue in this glue stick, but that probably should be enough to stick it. Indeed. That seems like it's going to work. Perfect. I'm just going to push it into the foam a little. I think we'll be fine now, and then I'll properly get this attached in a minute. So right now it's not really resting where I want it to, so I'm just going to let that glue set, and then I'll continue along. And I have this back pillar here as well. I might cut this down in half and then spread these out a little bit, and that'll hold up the back of this hill. Then up here I've got this part of the mountain where the church is on. I'll just continue the hill face over to here, just like have a church in the parking lot there, and continue the landscape on this way. So, yeah. Alright, so now I have finished putting the chicken wire on. Just got some supports here. A little unstable over here, but when I finished putting paper mache and plaster on over there, have it connected loosely over there. It's not great, but once I put all the paper mache and plaster on, it'll be fine. As you can see, I've already started putting a bit of paper mache on because I forgot to record. I'm just gonna try and point this camera up a little bit. That's not going to work super well, but anyway. So if you haven't done paper mache before, back to the point, it's very simple. What I do is I just have some newspaper over here, as you can see. I just tear off little chunks of it like this, and then I have this tub here. This is just like a takeout container I'm reusing that I put watery glue mix in. I used Mod Podge. You can really use any type of glue for this. Like white glue, obviously. You don't want to use like Gorilla Glue or Super Glue or anything like that. I just dip it in the water glue mix, flip it on both sides, and swish it around a bit. And then I stick it on to the chicken wire. Now, the one thing with paper mache is that it takes a very long time to dry. You really want to leave it at least overnight. Realistically, if you can leave it 24 hours, that probably wouldn't hurt. But yeah, I'm putting it on at about 4 or 5 in the afternoon. Or if you're in UK time, that would be like 17 o'clock or 16 o'clock or something. So I'll just leave this probably overnight, and then hopefully I'll be able to come back in the morning and it'll be ready. So yeah, that's that. I'm just gonna put the paper mache on myself after this, and then I'll show you what it looks like after. Alright, so I'm back the next day, and the paper mache is all down. It is dry and firm. As you can see, though, it's fairly soft, as this stuff is, and it's, you know, I can touch it, but I wouldn't do too much to it, otherwise it's going to become brittle. So now, I am going to put some plaster cloth over it to harden it and make it more durable. So to do plaster cloth, I have my roll of plaster cloth here, and this tub here is full of water. I simply almost knocked my tripod over. Simply cut little strips of the cloth, and then move my camera for a minute. I soak the plaster cloth in the water. There's a right and a wrong way to do it. The side that is less smooth is the side you want facing up, and you simply drape the plaster cloth like that, and then you run your finger along it to infuse the plaster and get it to bond. So I'm going to keep doing that. I will do a time lapse of me showing how I do it, and then I will be right back. Alright, so as you can see, this plaster has been all put on across the entire mountain on the back as well. And you can't really see it here, but the plaster here is rock solid, nice and sturdy. That just fell. It does wobble around a little bit. I'm thinking I might have to put some more supports under here, but honestly, I'm not too concerned. I also painted the tunnel portal for it. Right here, I still need to weather it, but I'll probably do that once I've got it in place. As you can see, I made way too big of a space for it, so I'm going to have to, make this all come inwards for it. I'll probably just use some cardboard or something for that, and then I'm gonna have to mend the scenery a little here and make it so that, the scenery comes right up to the tunnel portal. But overall, it's getting really close to being done. For the landscaping part of it anyway, obviously I still have to do the scenery. There's a lot of work to do there. But yeah, I'm really pleased with how it's coming along. So I'll work on that right now, and I will show you the progress. Right, so now I have glued the tunnel portal in place with hot glue. It's not in super well, but that'll be fine. And then I've gone around the edge of it with some paper mache again. I didn't record that just because it's basically the same process I used before. And then once this is dry, I'll go over it with some more plaster cloth and bring that right up to the tunnel because there is still a slight gap. And then hopefully once I've finished doing that, then this tunnel will be good to go. So you can see the clearance isn't great here, but I've tested with my locomotives stick out most, and I haven't had an issue, so I'm not too concerned. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I'll come back to this later. And here we are. I finished putting all the plaster down on the tunnel and paper mache. It's rock solid now. Looks pretty good. As you can see, I filled in the back here. It's not perfect. I'll probably have to touch that up a little bit, either with some extra plaster cloth or just with some scenery. But yeah, this hill's looking great. I'm super happy with how it's turned out. And if you look along, I know I don't have scenery on yet, but I think this is quite a nice mountain range for the Scottish Highlands on this layout, considering it's only 4x8 I'm working with. And then I have the yard all the way around on this front stretch here. I know it's buried in junk right now, but you get the idea. And as I've said previously, I'm going to have my station in here. Building is already built. Need to do the platforms. That'll probably be the next thing I do to this layout. Because honestly, after I get the station built, I don't really have much else to do. I've got this little corner here by the station that I need to decide what I want. But outside of that, I need to finish building the station area, and then I'm pretty much just putting scenery down wherever I want it, and then this layout's not that much further from being complete. Have to sort out my town area still as well. It was looking better than that. I've got a big mess on it right now just because I was doing layout work, but I'm getting the idea of what I want to do with it, so that should be coming soon as well. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. I should hopefully have another video out soon in doing the scenery on this part of the layout. But in the meantime, I've got a video that is a bit overdue that I've already finished filming that will probably not come out until after this, just because I need to edit it still a little bit. And then I've got a few reviews coming as well in the meantime. But after the next few videos, the next video should be me doing scenery on this mountain. All going well. I'll get some dirt, static grass, turf, bushes, trees, all that good stuff down on this mountain and make it look a lot better and hopefully blend it in with the rest of this. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!